WT slaying.
Salama family, salama. How y'all doing today? Hope you're blessed and highly favored. Today we have a guest, our brother Robenson Thegenus, and if I pronounce that right, let me know. If not, correct me, brother Robenson.
It's the genus. It should have been the genius, but somebody
The
forgot to put
genius.
the I in there.
Okay, the genius. So you're the genius.
Yes.
So welcome, brother Robinson. Can you give us a background of who you are, where you're from, and how you got into fasting?
Okay, no problem. Well, I'm originally from Haiti. I'm from Leogan, Dabon Leogan in Haiti. And basically I grew up in a Christian household. My mother was Baptist and stuff like that. And I'm an evangelist. And basically the way I got into fasting was it came to me because I was having all kinds of revelations, after so many little problems that was going on in my life between me and my daughter and my family. I used to have all kinds of like revelation where something is calling me to actually do a fasting, because from family back home, they told me that somebody has actually put a curse on my family and a curse on my daughter, and all kinds of crazy stuff were happening where you started seeing spirits coming into our home. And I had to actually return my daughter back to Haiti. So my daughter's actually living there right now. And I had to have a pastor, a very good pastor, basically remove demons that was attaching themselves to my daughter. And from there, when I came back to the US, I started having all kinds of revelation where these spirits, like where the Most High is, like the Holy Spirit is speaking to me, telling me, I need to fast, I need to fast, I need to fast, because there's some things that's attached to me that needs to leave. And I took it upon myself. I started practicing, getting myself prepared within months. And then I felt like I had to do a month fasting, a very extreme fasting, to remove these things that was attaching themselves to me, whatever evil spirit it was.
So you just went straight into a month fasting, or did you like slowly get into like let's say you did a few days, then a few weeks, and then a month?
No, I basically did 1 week, because I usually not a person that eats a lot. So basically doing it was pretty easy in a way for me. So I started practicing within a week ahead, but I did plan it times like at least 4 months ahead that I was going to do that. And when the time came, I just basically went for it.
So how long do you think it takes? Cause the Yeshua, our Savior, he fasted what 40 days, right?
Hmm.
How long do you think it takes to remove demonic oppression and attacks?
Uh, I would say basically, usually I think it probably would take 7 days for
Okay.
something like, because usually seven is like a symbolic number of the Most High, where we see, I believe, 7 days. You know, on the seventh day, keeping the Sabbath. Well, I believe it's like it would be like seven days. A demonic spirit would be removed from your body.
Oh,
That's
okay.
just my belief. I'm not saying that's what it is. That's
Yeah.
how much I believe would be 7 days.
Okay. And also, there's health benefits to fasting as well, right?
Yes. Hmm.
So a lot of people who have illnesses, you can from my understanding, your body regenerates new cells and stem cells when you fast. So that's how you can end up healing major issues.
Hmm.
So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna let you take the helm, Brother Robinson. I'm gonna share your PDF, and you can just lead the discussion.
No problem.
All right. All right, let me make that. Should I make this bigger or like that, or were you fine
As
with
long
it?
as as long as people could see it on the screen,
Hmm.
you know, yes, that's very good.
Okay, all right. So there you go. Take away.
All right, so basically, this is called the 5 stages of fasting. I'm about to show people what the technique I use, the measures I've taken to do a month fasting, and I break it down into 5 stages. And I'm gonna show you these stages how I use it. So before I start, I gotta give praise to the Most High. So I gotta do a prayer. All praise and glory be to you, eternal Holy One, the Holy One of Abraham, the Holy One of Isaac, and the Holy One of Jacob, the Alpha Omega, beginning and the ending, the one that doeth wondrous things, creator of the heavens and the earth. Hallelujah. Amen. All
Amen.
right. So before I get started, I just have to give everybody a warning. I have to let this be known. Let this be written. Let the angels write this down so that nobody, so that my name do not get, I do not want to be responsible for the death of anybody who tried to do something like this. So let it be known today. Let this be a witness, and let it be written that if anybody tried this, yeah, and they try to blame it upon me, I don't want that death to be upon me. I don't want blood in my hands. What I'm about to show you. I only did this because I felt like the Spirit was calling for me to do it. I'm not advising anybody to try to take this measure. If you do, I guarantee you that if the Holy Spirit is not strong with you, you will die. So I just want to set this for the record straight so everybody get understand.
So let me ask you right quick. So there's a risk to certain people or to all people who fast. So what's the warning concerning?
Yes, so there is a risk for everybody fasting, but there are people whose body is not ready to do certain things like that, to take these type of measures.
Yeah.
That's why I tell like certain people, I think they should start with small fasting. People who have never fasted in their life before should start with little fasting, like maybe 3 day fasting, and then or they do or they do like breaks between fasting, like they'll eat maybe one. If they used to eat 3 meals per day, they'll eat 1 meal per day, and then you get what I'm saying, and then they break it down like that, rather than doing the extreme measure. Because how when I break this down to you, you're going to see why it's an extreme measure. And if anybody else try this, I guarantee you, out of 100 people that would try this, I can guarantee you that 97% of them will die.
Oh, well, that sounds severe because I started off when I did fasting. I started off first with intermittent fasting.
Mm-hmm.
And I did like three. I did a 3 day juice fast, and I think the longest
Exactly.
I've been was like 7 days, and it was
Mm-hmm.
juice fasting. Now my sister, she did 30 something days of fasting. So, but she it for her, it wasn't overnight. I mean, she slowly got to that point where she did 30 days of fasting. So I guess what you're going to show us is extreme, right? So
Exactly.
anybody who has health issues,
Do
you
not
don't want to
try.
go to the extreme level, right? So, all
Do
right.
not try this.
Okay, go
All
ahead,
right.
brother Robinson.
All right. So the five stages of fasting. Okay. So as I write on the screen, I say prepare yourself early before you attempt to do this, which is something everybody needs to do. The second line I say, if you are not strong with the Holy Spirit in you, you will die. I guarantee you. Trust me on this. If you are not ready and your spirit is not strong with the Most High, you will die if you try to perform this. And the next one I put blood type preparation. Now I have to give an example what that means. Blood type preparation is basically this fasting is set basically according to my blood type. My blood type is A negative. So basically, when I'm gonna start breaking down the stuff that have to do with fruits and vegetables and nuts, it goes based upon my blood type. You see what I'm talking about? Not everybody's body doesn't work the same way. So everybody doesn't have the same blood. So whatever food that I may eat to help me with my fasting would be different for somebody whose blood type is O or blood type is AB. You see what I'm talking about? It's completely different. Okay, so and the next thing I did was I cut off before I did this fasting. I always let my family knows, and the first thing I did was I cut off all communications with everybody during this month fasting. I did not want to talk to anybody during this fasting because my focus was on the fasting and the Most High. The only person that I allowed to talk to me for 15 minutes per day was my 2-year-old daughter. She was the only one. Everybody else was cut off. And there was no meat, no sugar, and no salt involved. Basically, I only drank water that have high pH balance. Any water that's under a 7, that's acidic, you do not want to be drinking that. You want to drink only water that contains basically alkaline water that have a high pH balance. And I was drinking the 33-ounce Essentia bottled water. My whole room was filled with them. And you're gonna notice I choose a lot of number 9s during my fasting. And I'm gonna explain to you why I choose a lot of number 9s. Now, me and my brother, we grew up, reading all kinds of things that had to do with beings, esoteric things like that. And we have heard that Black people are 9-ether beings. And even our hair, when it curls into a 9, which is the highest number in the universe. And the reason I chose this number as the highest number in the universe is because when you take the number 9, any number that have value, you times it times 9. Whenever you add the number up, it will always equal back to 9. 9 is the only number that does that. And the process, like I said, it was 33 ounces of water I was drinking. So 3 times 3 would be 9. And I did a 9-minute meditation. I read a different psalm 9 times. So that means if I started reading for the first hour of my fasting, when I drink my water, I would read Psalm 1. And let me continue. So I read a different psalm 9 times. And the Bible translations that I chose was the KJV, the Amplified, the Revised Standard Version, the Sefer, and the Targum. I would read the Psalms 9 times every single time. So let me start at how basically the fasting actually go. Does anybody have any questions for now, real quick, or should I continue?
Yeah, just go ahead. We can ask for questions after you do your presentation.
Okay, Brother Jacob, you could move on to the next part of the PDF, the next page for me.
Okay, that's it right there, right?
Yeah, that's it for the first. That was just a presentation. Okay, I don't know if anybody can see it clearly, but I'm watching my computer also. Okay, so the first week, so like I say, I break it into 5 stages. The first week is nuts fasting. So the way it was, I started on the Sabbath and I ended on a Friday. So it was Sabbath to Friday, Sabbath to Friday. You basically Sabbath to Friday 4 times, and then a bonus one, which was the final Sabbath. So May 22nd, Saturday the 7th, Saturday 7th to Friday the 13th. What I did was I would eat 9 peanuts. That's all I ate. Basically, I literally took 9 little peanuts and I would eat that at 1 p.m. That was the only food I have throughout the day. And and I would basically drink a 33-ounce bottle water every 2 hours from 5 a.m. until 11 p.m. at night. This was a pattern that I used from 5 a.m. until
Brother
11
Robenson,
p.m.
Quick question before we go, because I know some people are allergic to nuts, so this wouldn't be for them.
Exactly.
Okay.
They could use a different measure. Maybe they might use grains or something else.
Okay, you can continue. Good.
Yeah, so basically, I would drink a 33-ounce bottle of Essentia, high pH balance, from 5 a.m. in the morning until 11 p.m. So every 2 hours, I would drink a 33-ounce bottle of water. And the moment I drank the bottle of water, the next thing I did was I immediately go into a 9-minute prayer meditation. And after that meditation, I would immediately get on my computer and I would read Psalm, starting from the very first chapter. I would read it from the KJV, the very first chapter, 9 times, 9 times in the Amplified, all the way to the Sefer, all the way to the Targum. And when that was done, I would end my fasting for that hour. And then 2 hours later, I would repeat the cycle, but this time I would read Psalm number 2 9 times. Then it would be the next 2 hours, and I'll read Psalm number 3 9 times. I would repeat reading Psalms every single time I drink the bottle, do a 9-minute prayer meditation, and I would read Psalms 9 times in all these different versions. Now, when I did this, the very first week, something started happening to my body. Where when you start fasting, what started happening to the first week was that my body now was resisting temptation of lust. I was lusting after, basically, I was lusting after sex like crazy. Every woman that I have a crush on, I couldn't stop thinking about them. It's almost like my all the lust inside me for every woman that I like was coming out. Basically, I was literally battling that throughout the whole week. The second thing I was battling was I was fighting with my own conscience. I was trying to control, not thinking about these things, but for some reason, the lust would eventually take over, and I would literally, basically, try to resist it all the time. Throughout the first 3 days of the first week, all my senses, all my 5 senses, was immediately enhanced. I had 20/20 vision. My my sense of touch, anything that I touched, it was I would get static. My hearing was almost like I had like dog hearing ears. My sense of smell, I could taste things that I couldn't taste before. I could even smell the rain. You see what I'm talking about? I could even smell the rain. So all my visions were amplified basically like 10 times in a way. And because of these things, I noticed that because my body was changing, it was very easy for me to fall asleep during the first stages. So that was the very first thing that happened on the first week when I was doing the nuts fasting. So every single day I would eat only 9 little peanuts. I would drink a 33-ounce bottle of water, 9-minute prayer meditation, and I would read Psalms 9 times in 5 different versions of the Bible. And then this was a repeated cycle for the very first week. Now, for the second week, this is stage 2. I would use a vegan fasting now. That was from May 22nd, Saturday 14th, to Friday the 20th. And what I would do is I would blend vegetables, and I would put it in a strainer, and I would remove the pulp, and I would only get the juice out of it only. And that juice on a small little cup, I would drink that once per day. And throughout the whole day, I would do the same thing where I would drink a 33-ounce bottle of water, 9-minute prayer meditation, and I would read Psalm 9 times. This was all that I ate throughout the second week. And then once that started happening, something else happened. I noticed that the temptation of lust, where I was thinking about women and stuff like that, that immediately was flushed away. There was no more lusting after women anymore because my body immediately didn't care about that anymore. Right now, the only thing it was lusting after was food. I couldn't stop thinking about food. I was thinking about Haitian food basically every single day. I know a lot of Haitians, when they hear me say that "diri sauce pour légumes" basically means rice, beans, and legumes and stuff like that. I couldn't stop thinking about food all the time. Pizza was also something I was fiending for a lot. And at the same time, while this thing was happening, I was also feeling like something was telling me this fasting not only is good for me, but it's also something that's going to occur as a survival in the wilderness when the children of Israel, the second Exodus, when we return back to the wilderness, this is going to be one of the ways to test myself for the wilderness when the time comes. You got that, Brother Jacob?
Yeah, gotcha.
All right, you can move on to the next slide
All
on
right.
the third week now. Okay, the third week, basically now this fasting is called a fruitarian fasting. It's kind of like the vegetable fasting, but this one is just all fruits. So I would basically blend fruits. Remember, the only fruits or vegetables that are blend were only fruits and vegetables that was only highly beneficial to my blood type. So I did not blend any type of fruits or vegetables that was not highly beneficial for my blood type. So if something wasn't highly beneficial for it, I did not blend it. So it was only the fruits. I have to make that clear. Only the fruits and vegetables that's highly beneficial for my blood type. So if your blood type is B, or A, B, or O, it would be completely, you would have to blend different fruits if you were trying to do this type of fasting. So on the third week, it's called a Fruitarian fasting, which is all fruits. I'll blend the fruits, put it in a strainer, remove all the pulps, and just squeeze just the juice. And I'll take a small little cup at 1 p.m. and I'll drink that little cup. And that was all, that was the only thing you could say that was kind of food for my body throughout the whole week. That's what I did every single day. And then the same thing would repeat: a 33-ounce bottle of water, 9-minute prayer meditation, and I would read Psalms 9 times. On the third week, something happened where now I wasn't really feeling for food anymore. I started hallucinating. And when I started hallucinating, I started seeing visions. I would sit on my chair and things would come into my mind. I would see figures, I would see things written in the sky. And then one of the things I remember seeing when I started hallucinating was RFID. And he was telling me that the RFID is the mark of the beast. It's the 666. And basically, at first I didn't understand what it was until I started putting the letters together. R is the 18th letter of the alphabet, F is the 6th, I is 9, and D is the 4th. And then once I put those together, I did 18 times 6 times 9 times 4. It was 3,886 and 88. And then when I did 3 times 888, it gave me 2664. And when I did 2 plus 664, it was 666. That's how I came to that number. So I'm not sure if I'm not going to say 100% if that's really the mark of the beast, but this was something that was revealed to me, and it lines up when I did the numbers. Now, for the fourth week was a little different. Now, this is where things really started to take a serious turn for me, was in the fourth week when my fasting was about to be complete. So the fourth week, I call it the honey fasting. And I would take 2 little small spoons of honey, and now of unfiltered raw honey. You cannot get the honey that contains those artificial sugar in it. You want unfiltered raw honey. And I'll take 3 little spoons, and I'll basically eat that basically once per day. And I'll do the same thing, repeat the same cycle: 33-ounce bottles of water, 9-minute prayer meditation, and I read Psalms. And I did the same thing from 5 a.m. in the morning until 11 p.m. Now, on that week, that fourth week, before my fasting is almost complete, something crazy happened. And this is where things really started going crazy. Now I wasn't hallucinating. I wasn't thinking about food. I wasn't thinking about, women anymore. None of these things. Now my body was on the point of dying. I was battling death now. So basically death was coming at my doorsteps. And then one of the things that also happened was I was collapsing. I could not walk properly. And basically, and then on a Thursday, this one happened on a Thursday. I remember I went to work. So me and my boss knew I was doing fasting, and he allowed me to actually take breaks during while I was doing my job and stuff like that. So he knew I was doing the fasting. He would allow me to take breaks and stuff like that. But I remember on that Thursday, I was supposed to go to work on Friday. When I came home on the Thursday, I noticed my bones felt weak. Basically, my flesh felt like it was about to peel away. My vision started to go away, and basically all my senses started to die out. And basically, what happened is a shadow figure. I was sitting in my room, and the shadow figure summoned itself inside, like in my room, and the figure came to me and told me, "You better eat, otherwise I'm gonna take you away." Basically, I didn't listen to it. I knew it was Satan that wanted me to break the fasting because he realized I was going to complete it. Satan did not want me to complete this fasting. When this shadow figure came and summoned itself in my room and told me, "You need to eat now, otherwise I'm going to take you away. I'm going to kill you today and I'm going to drag you away." I didn't listen to it. I basically told him, step away in the name of Yahuwah, and that was it. I didn't see it again. And then what happened on that same day, basically, I ended up calling my boss. I told my boss, "Listen, on Friday, I don't think I'm going to be able to come to work because the way I'm feeling right now, my body is literally about to collapse. I think I might actually die today. Something could happen because I'm not feeling good at all." And my boss like, "Listen, you take the day off on Friday." And then, so mind you, on Thursday, I was feeling so weak and everything. So what ended up happening is I don't know what happened. After I did my reading my last psalm at 11 p.m., when I did the whole drinking the water, 9-minute prayer meditation, the moment I was done doing that, I don't know what actually happened. All I remember is I was done reading it and my body just collapsed on the floor. And then I woke up the next morning with my laying on the floor. But I'm gonna tell you what I actually believe actually happened. When that happened, basically, I had like almost like a out of body experience. My spirit actually left my body. So I had an out of body experience. And then these angels started showing me up, brought me to a location, and I actually saw the destruction of the world taking place. I saw mythical creatures that God created that we have never seen before. Creatures that we thought were fictional, I started seeing these things. Now I'm seeing the world basically being destroyed, but I'm also seeing when God was basically creating the world, how the world is being formed. And I was seeing mythical creatures that was being created. I saw phoenix. I saw sloth with eagle head. I saw dinosaurs. I saw leviathan. Leviathan that I saw was as big as there's an island in Haiti called Tortuga. It's a small little island on top of Haiti. That's how big Leviathan was. It was as big as a small little island called Tortuga in Haiti on top of it. I saw fairies. I saw mermaids. I saw an underground world underneath the Atlantic Ocean where the mermaids that actually lived there. I saw sirens, like half women, half bird-looking creatures with wings of weird stuff. And I saw all kinds of weird type of creatures I've never seen before. I didn't even know they actually exist. But these are the things I was seeing when this angel was showing me these places. And then at the same time, the angel was bringing me to other location, and I saw the new Jerusalem coming down from heaven. I saw the new heaven and the new earth being like coming out, and I saw our earth being destroyed, and the new heaven and the new earth was coming forward. And I saw the new Jerusalem coming down from heaven, and he landed on the new earth. And basically, and I saw myself walking to the new Jerusalem, and basically, and I walked to the gates and I walk in there. And when I entered the new Jerusalem, I know a lot of people is not going to like what I say here, but I'm just going to say what I saw. The people that I saw enter the new Jerusalem, 95% of them were Negroes. They were black people. I hate to say this. People may get mad. This is what I saw. 95% of the people I saw going inside New Jerusalem were black people. And then I saw another vision where he showed a great famine was coming to the United States that's going to decimate the United States. Now, Brother Jacob,
Yeah.
I'm going to tell you what actually happened on the next day. After my body collapsed, I woke up on Friday. Now, I tell you, my bones were weak. My flesh looked like it was about to peel apart. And then my senses, everything of mine was gone. Brother Jacob, I think I actually died and resurrected. Because I'm going to tell you what actually happened the next day. On Friday, I woke up on the floor. I found myself laying on the floor. I woke up and I had the strength of 1,000,000 men. My bones were hard as steel. My flesh was hard like steel. I really felt like I could have even, if I took a knife and tried to stab myself, I don't think the knife would penetrate my skin. I don't know what happened. Something happened to me where my flesh was hard as steel, my bone was hard as steel, and I had the strength of 1,000,000 men. I even told my cousin, when he showed up, I told him, listen, man, the strength I got in me right now, I feel like I could grab a military tank and fling it to the sun. That's how much strength I had. I used to even crack jokes with my cousin. I told him, could you imagine if today I had a boxing match and I was supposed to face somebody in a boxing match? I would literally destroy that person. Whoever it was would be dead that day. That's how much strength I had, Buddy Jacob. I don't know what actually happened. I think when that collapse that happened, I actually think I actually died and was resurrected. Because that dark figure came for me and told me, you need to eat. I refused to eat. I told him, I only got 2 more days of fasting, and here you are trying to come to me and tell me I need to eat. I said, no, I'm going to complete this fasting. And then once I called the Messiah on him, he left. And after I did my last song prayer, that's when my body collapsed. All of a sudden I wake up, I find myself on the floor with strength of 1,000,000 men.
So was this on the last day of fasting right here? The
No, that
Himalayan,
was on
you know?
the last Thursday. My last day. No, that was basically on the fourth week one. So the last one, the last day one is a little different. So on Thursday, because you gotta remember, I started the fasting on a Sabbath. It was Sabbath to Friday would be 7 days. So, but I took an extra day. I call it the Sabbath fasting, and I call it the Breatharian fasting. I don't know if you ever heard of what a
No,
Breatharians
no.
are.
What is that exactly?
Okay, Breatharians are basically people that have basically who abstain from eating food. Even some of them are drink, and they live off the energy of the sun. This is something you actually see happen in India. They call it Inadia,
Oh, yeah, I
INEDIA.
have heard of that. That's
Exactly.
extreme there.
Basically, after that, basically that last fasting, I call it the Breatharian fasting. I call it that was the final. That's the fifth stage of fasting, and that was the final day. And after that, what happened to me on the Friday, where on the Son for the Million Man, when I woke up on the Sabbath day to do the final fasting, my body was numb to death. I didn't feel hungry. I didn't feel thirsty. Basically, I was just numb to death. Basically, death. I felt like death could not even take me. And on that day, I woke up at 4:44 a.m. in the morning. Basically, that final fasting, there was no more food. It was just no food that day, no water throughout the day. I did a 9-minute prayer meditation, and what I did throughout the whole day from 5 a.m. until 11 at night, I read all 150 Psalms. And then I even read the 100 Psalm 151 to 155 in the Sefer. And then I reread all the 150 Psalms out loud throughout the whole day. So my mouth, remember, there was no water. I didn't drink any water that day. I just woke up, basically went and brushed my teeth, took a shower, and basically immediately just started, you know, reading the Psalms. I read some from 5 a.m. all the way until 11 p.m. out loud throughout the day. I was literally rehearsing all the Psalms. I was just reading it, reading it, reading it, and reading it. And by 11 p.m., my fasting was complete. And then once my fasting was complete, I knew it was complete. The first thing I did was, you know how I got so hungry after that? I actually ate a type of honey that's actually kind of could destroy certain people if your body can handle it. There's this honey called mad honey. It's from the Himalayan mountains. They call mad honey. It will make you hallucinate. It could even cause death. That's the honey
Why did
I
you eat that
decided
honey?
because because I felt like since I beat death, what's this honey gonna do for me? I basically went for it. I went to the extreme honey and I ate the Himalayan honey. I ate the whole jar of it and I drank some milk and I went straight to sleep. And that's the reason why at the bottom I put a land flowing with milk and honey, basically. So that was my fasting. It was extreme, but I completed it. After I completed it, I just gave praise to the Most High that I came out, alive in the end. But
So let me ask you. One of the reasons I wanted to present this fasting, because everybody does it differently, right, family?
mm-hmm,
And the reason why, because I I've noticed, because I've been hearing from a lot of people, they've been dealing with demonic attacks,
mm-hmm,
and more so in these last days. And some people like, well, what do I do? Right? I'm seeing things walking in my room. I'm seeing, I'm being attacked. I'm literally I'm getting these kind of messages from some people, and fasting and prayer is the way to overcome. So it seems to me with your fasting, you came up with your own program. What do you think in terms of like just a straight water fast, like Yeshua did? Now, to me, that like I said, fam, you got to be careful with it because it all depends on your health, right? You
exactly.
you want to take it slow, right? You don't want to start off with like, I'm gonna do a week fast or a 30-day fast. You don't want to do that, right? You want to start off slow. So what do you think in comparison to the fast you went on and the water fast?
The water fast, well, as you can see, you could actually say I was actually doing a water fasting because when I was blending those vegetables, I wasn't eating the pulp. I only squeezed part of the juice only. I made sure it was only the juice that I got, and it was just a small little cup that I drank. You see what I'm talking about? It was just a little little cup that I basically blend the juice and I put in a little mini cup and I drank it. That was only one time per day.
So like, let me ask you this, because like for me, I did a week fast and
Mm-hmm.
it was juicing. It wasn't water, fam, but it
Mm-hmm.
was juice fast. Now I didn't go through none of the stuff you went through. Now, that's why I say everybody fast is different. Uh, so what do you think of that? Why do you think you went through so much? Seeing hallucinations and all these things. Is it because you had so much you had to shake off?
Yes, I believe there was so many things attached to me. There was so many. It's just like there's a lot of. It's like my life. There's so many troubles. It's like trouble just kept on coming. I tried to do something. There would always be something try to come my way, becoming a stumbling block. And I felt like this fasting would flush it out. And ever since I did this fasting, my life been great. I've been very healthy. I feel good. No more demonic attacks. Even things that's like my speech is even better. Like my hearing is better. My communication is better. I feel so good. Like I feel like and things start to go well in my life now. But before this fasting, things were going bad. And suddenly, after this fasting, I feel very, very good.
Yeah, so right here, someone mentions the Daniel fast, and a lot of people, especially in the Christian church, do Daniel fast. Now I saw you did the vegetables. You sort of like mixed the different types of fast into your
Mhm.
fasting program, right? Because you did
Mhm.
fast vegetables one week, right?
Yes, basically all vegetable. Basically, I blended. Like I said, I did not eat the pulp, just the vegetable. I blended and just the liquid only. I'll drink a little liquid in a little cup, and I'll drink that. I drank that at 1 p.m. every single day. So it was only one cup. I didn't drink like 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 cup. One little cup, drink. That's your food for the day, and you have to go with all the water after that.
Yeah, so right here, T. Willie says, but a fast is lack of everything except natural water. Now, that's a strict biblical fast. I'm not going to disagree with that, but you can't deny that, deny yourself of other things as well, like bread and sweets and salt and sugar.
Mhm.
That's part of denying the body as well, because the body says the spirit wars against the flesh and the flesh against the spirit. And so sometimes you need to overcome by making that flesh weak right now.
Exactly.
Some people can't just go straight to a water fast, right? You can't. They some people on medication, some people dealing with different types of issues where if they don't eat some things or have some kind of nutrition, they're gonna pass out. That's
Mhm.
why I say you got to start off slow with this thing. What's your thoughts on that?
Yes, basically, like you said, like like me, right from the beginning, you saw I said no, no sugar, no salt, no meat. So basically, I remove, for example, like my blood type doesn't go well with meat, like because of my blood type is A. Basically, I have to live a vegan lifestyle. Meat just doesn't go well with me at all.
Yeah, yeah,
You see what I'm talking about? So no meat, no sugar, because most of the sugar is artificial. They bleach the sugar. That's how I get them white sugar and the salt. Like there's so many things. So I basically stay away from these things. Anything that could cause me to basically it could cause problems when you try to do it. If I start eating things that contains a lot of salt and then you start getting all kinds of sodium in your body, then you start basically your breath starts basically moving up and down too fast. So basically, I kept it strictly water. You see what I'm talking about? Because I wanted to cleanse my body out completely. You see what I'm talking about? I wanted to cleanse it out. But just like you say, not everybody is ready to do something like that. Everybody have to watch their health. They need to know basically their health. Basically, people need to understand that just because someone else is able to do a week fasting, another person, like you said, have diabetes or something else, and they try to do the same thing. That person who's healthy can do that week fasting, and that person whose body's not ready, you try to do that fasting, you might even create even more problems. Next,
exactly.
they're rushing that person to the emergency room, and that's the reason why at the beginning I gave the warning. I said, let this be written to the angels that if anybody try to do this, they cannot come in front of the Most High on the day of judgment and say, it was Robenson that told me to do it. I don't want blood on my hands. So right there,
Yeah. So
hey,
so the recommendation would be, at least from me, let's say, if you're gonna, fast, try to do
take
it
it
like
lightly.
for part of the day and see how you do. Then if you do okay, then maybe you'll do a whole day and you can work your way that way. So Farmsky says, I fasted just water for 21 days, no hallucinations, clear mind, sharp eyes, lost weight. That's my
Look at that.
experience right here.
Beautiful.
Right, that's been my experience right there. Is you do have a clear mind, sharper eyes, you lose weight, you do feel a lot better, right? And
Mhm.
so what they say is if you fast, your body creates new stem cells, right? So it basically builds new blood. And so,
Mhm.
you can, that's how you end up healing from a lot of sicknesses and diseases and, oppression as well, right? It creates new cells. And so that's why, like, if you're going through demonic attacks, spiritual attacks, mental attacks, you might want to do a little fast, right?
Mhm.
And you got to be led of the Most High how long to do it, right? I
Yep.
only went like a week, but I had my reasons for that. But also, it was, you all know my history of dealing with health. So doing the fast helps you get rid of toxins and stuff. So as Robinson said, he's had hallucinations, he felt certain kind of way. When you detox, you will feel that way. So if you have a lot of toxins in you, yeah, you might feel that way. But like for me, the when I would say, when was it? Probably like 3 months ago, I did that week fast. For me, it wasn't that bad because I was already cutting stuff out. I was already getting rid of a lot of. I don't eat meat no more, stuff like that, and I juice. I do all this, so it wasn't as bad for me. But if you're eating the standard American diet and you just gonna jump on the fast, oh, you're gonna go through some withdrawals for sure.
Yeah.
So let
I
me
even lost a
ask,
lot of weight too. Like
yeah.
I weighed 165 pounds. By the time I was done with the fasting, I was about 110.
Oh, okay.
I was skin and bones.
So let me ask the chat if they have any questions. If y'all have any questions for Brother Robinson, fam, we're gonna ask for you to submit your questions now. If not, we're gonna close out. So let's see here. See, Jacoba, great point. I probably felt like hell because yeah, exactly. Look, I did a fast like who was it? I was in my like 20s or 30s. That's during the time I was just waking up to health and stuff. And yeah, I did a fast for 3 days. Oh my goodness, it was rough. So if you prepare beforehand, it won't be as bad,
Yeah.
All right, so let's see what we got. Let's see. 40 days, no hallucinations. Yeah, that's me. Well, I didn't do 40 days, but yeah, that's great if you did 40 days. No hallucination, just clarity of mind. Yeah, I think that's most people experience. But if you're very toxic, you might, go through withdrawal symptoms. Let's see here. Let's see. You have to watch fast. Yeah, exactly. Like we said, you have to watch fasting with diabetes or other medical conditions. You may want to start out with a half. Yep, exactly. With a half day fast and then move forward to see how your body. Exactly. 100% in agreement, Lamar. Exactly. All right. Let's see. Yep. Sister Angie Love. Yeah. Start out small, work your way up. Yep. That's it. All right, so I don't see any questions, Brother Robinson. You have any final comments about that? And also, if people want to reach you, how can they?
Oh, basically they could reach me on YouTube. Basically, I changed my name for the chat, but my YouTube name is actually Master Tactics.
Oh, okay, Master Tactics. Yeah,
Yeah, that's me. You used to always comment on your chat. Basically,
yeah.
that's like the same person as me. I just decided to change my name for the because I was doing a video live, which I didn't want it to say Robinson as a title and then Master Tactics. You'll
I
be
like
like,
that. I like that name, Master Tactics. Where you got it from?
I used to be a rapper.
Oh, really?
Yes.
Oh, okay, cool,
I used to
cool.
rap in college. That's why.
Okay. Yeah,
I'm
I like
actually
that name.
planning. I'm actually planning on doing another fasting,
Oh,
but
okay. How
I
long
think
you gonna do this one?
it's going to be for 7 weeks. But this one is not going to be the extreme fasting
Yeah.
because that extreme fasting I just did, I'm not doing that anymore. I am not doing it anymore. It was just a one-time thing. But I'm gonna do one for 7 weeks. I'm gonna do it for by 7 this time. I'm gonna do it for 7 weeks, but it's not gonna be extreme, like like I'm drinking a little bit of water. No, I'm going to basically eat light meals every day, once per day, and I'm gonna still do the 9 balls. Like basically, I'm not gonna do 9 balls. I'm gonna do 7 now. I'm gonna do
Yeah,
the
yeah.
number for the most high. I'm gonna, since it's gonna be by 7 weeks. I'm gonna make everything by 7.
Oh, okay, cool,
Yeah.
cool.
So
So here's the thing, fam. If you're going through stuff, right, and if you know having attacks and mental attacks, fasting does help, right? But like I say, make sure that if you got health issues, you want to take it slow, right? You want to slowly remove stuff and not just do it right away. I'm gonna tell you, it makes all the difference. It makes all the difference to slowly do it. And Brother Robinson, I want to thank you for coming on, sharing your experience with fasting with the family, and understand, fam, we're living in the last days, so we must adhere and conform to the word of Yah. And part of that is fasting. Yeshua fasted, the prophets fasted, everybody fasted in the Bible. We need to be different from the world, right? So thanks again, Brother Robinson. And once again, family, Master Tactics, if you want to reach out to Brother Robinson. Any final comments, Brother Robinson?
no, that's basically. I just tell everybody to take it light. Don't try to do extreme things that your body can handle, because I don't want death to be upon you, and then I get blamed in the afterlife that it was me that caused that. So
All right,
just take it
fam.
slowly.
So take that notice, right? Listen to that about being cautious. Take it slow. Don't just jump into it. You don't want to do an extreme fast right away. You want to take it slow, progress to it. So, all right, thank you for coming on and sharing with the family, Brother Robinson. And also, fam, tomorrow I'm going to have on the Dry Bones Project. We're going to be talking about Africa, what's going on in Africa, and tune into that. All right, thanks again, Brother Robinson. Peace and blessings.
Peace.